preached on this the other night over in North Carolina, and I felt like this morning, actually before I went to bed last night, the Lord would have me to start to preach here. I've got something I really want to deal with in the days to come, but I think maybe this will encourage us in the first service back this morning. This song, as far as I'm concerned, to me personally, competes with Psalm 23. I love this song. I preached on it here in 2004, and God's let me use it across the country a little bit. I preached on it here again, I think, about 5 years ago. And the Lord put it on my heart again this morning in Psalm 27, 27th Psalm. The Bible said, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When thou saidest, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, O Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Our Father, thank you, Lord, for the privilege to be here, and Lord, the time to sing together and hear people's testimonies. I pray now, Lord, that you'd help me to preach, God, in the way that bring glory and honor to you, and help, God, to your people. Thank you, God, seems so small. But Lord, I mean it from my heart. Thank you, dear God, for everything you've done for us. God, we're grateful, Lord, in a world that's turned upside down, God, that we still have our minds right with you and our hearts right with you. And I pray you'd help us now. Please help me to speak. I need your touch. I can't do it myself. Have your way, and I'll thank you in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Thank you. You can be seated. I have entitled this song, and again, I preached on it before here. I've entitled it "A Favorite Song for a Fainting Soul." A favorite song for a fainting soul. Anybody know what I'm about to say right now? There's one thing I always tell you when I tell you to study the Psalms. That's that you need to try to find out the occasion upon the writing of that psalm. The reason or what caused the writing of the psalm. Some psalms are given. Psalm 30 is given. There's a heading at Psalm 34, Psalm 51, 52, 56, 57, so on and so on. There are occasions or giving as to what David is going through when he pens that particular psalm. Now I say I love the Psalms. The reason I love them is they are so true to life. They give us the very pictures of what goes on in daily life. You can't read the Psalm and get all of this super spirituality that a lot of people are talking about today. Amen. Psalms deal with real life. Amen. And I say just because you're saved does not take real life situations away from you. Amen. You're going to have things that come your way. Now, in verse 1 through 6, David's faith seems to sing and soar. And then in verse 7 through 12, his faith sighs and it sinks. And then in verse 13 and 14, his faith is stirred and strengthened. Amen. Did I lose something there? It seemed like I lost it. The volume went down up here, Tim. Maybe the battery died. It's supposed to be on. No, it's all right. Anyway, his faith is being tried in this passage of Scripture. He has expressed faith. He has experienced faith, and then he has what I call expectant faith in the Scriptures. There is a present reality to his faith, a past remembrance of his faith, and then there is a future resting of his faith in his trouble. Now, I want to just take a time minute here and preach to us a little bit from this passage on a favorite psalm for a thinking soul. Now, I don't know what occasion that they're writing this psalm, but I know this. I've seen three things that David was experiencing or facing as he wrote this psalm. Now, let me stop a minute and say this. It's easy to read the Bible and just read it hurriedly and never think about what the man's going through and the reality of his experience. And it's so easy to just read it and hurry through it and forget about it. It's so easy to just sit on the church bench and just kind of fill in the spot without really realizing what it means to live your life by faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. So let me give you three things that I gather from this passage that David is experiencing. Let me say number one, there's a potentially fearful situation. Look, if you will, at verse 1. Look at your Bible. I hope you got it open. Look at verse 1. He says this. He said, whom shall I fear? Then he said in the last part of verse 1, he said, of whom shall I be afraid? And then he said in verse 3, though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. So here is a potentially fearful situation. Fear is a very true emotion, a very real emotion in our lives. And some face it more than others. Many of us in this crowd, Brother J.W. just told me a minute ago that they had found a problem with his heart this past week, and he's got to go Tuesday and get some tests done. And I'm sure there's a certain amount of apprehension there in his test. Miss Bonnie had to have back surgery again Friday, and she's kind of worried about what's going on with her right now. And so fear, whether it's health fear, family fear, sickness fear, financial fear is a very real thing that we have to deal with in this world. Give me an amen out there. Amen. I've had it, you've had it. It don't bother you too bad that it comes home to you. Right. Let me just a couple just a minute. I was real spiritual last night just before I went to bed. I watched Fred Sackler, watched one of the episodes of Fred Sackler. And him and Lamont went to the health department, got tested for TB. I don't know where you had to say it, probably didn't. It's real spiritual. And they got tested for TB. And they come back, and Lamont opened the letter and read it to Fred, and he thought he had TB, and Fred was screaming, I got it, I'm going to die, I've got it, I'm going to die, I've got it, I've got it. And Lamont's comforting him and telling him, you don't have it, Pop, don't act like that, Pop, don't get worried like that, Pop, no need to worry, you'll spend a few days in a sanatorium somewhere and you'll be fine. Then Fred got the letter and looked at it and said, wait a minute. This ain't for me, it's for you. And Lamont went and said, I've got it, I'm going to die, Papa, I'm going to die. You know, it shows you a whole real truth of life in a way. Amen. You don't get too fearful that it comes to your household, that it comes to your church house, that it comes to your community, that it comes to your family. Amen. And then fear sets in. I don't know what David's going through. It's either with Absalom or maybe with Abimelech or maybe with Saul, but something is causing fear down in his heart.
Yeah, amen.
And there's only one answer for fear, and that's faith.
Right.
The only thing that can stop your fear is faith in the Lord.
Yes, sir. Amen.
So there is a potentially fearful situation. Stop just a minute now. Don't let this just be preaching. Go to that time in your life when you had fear to grip your heart. You remember when Dave first got real sick, Miss Karen? You remember some of those conversations we had on the phone when you could barely talk in worry? You say, well, you ought not worry. You ought not worry when you're not sick. But buddy, when trouble comes, it's just hard to open the door and boot fear out and just say, I'm not going to worry, I'm not going to fear. Amen. And they told me I had polyp and had cancerous nodules on my voice box and told me that they would have to take it out if it turned into cancer and I'd never talk again. Son, I'm telling you, that gripped me in fear. I'm telling you, my heart got worried. And there'll be times in your life that fear will get a stranglehold on you, and if you don't get a hold of it, it'll destroy you.
Yeah, amen.
Never seen so many people afraid right now. People are scared to death. I'm respectful of what's going on, and I'm not minimizing it. I'm not making light of it. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to sit around and get on Valium and take nerve pills on it. Amen.
Yeah.
There's a God, thank God. There's a God, thank God. There's a God in heaven that sees all, knows all. He's everywhere at one time. There's nothing He can't do. There's no sickness He can't take care of. No situation He can't settle. Amen. I thank bless God. I'll try to offset this. Faith and fear live in the same house.
Yeah, amen.
One of them's going to have the upper hand.
Right.
Well, there's a potentially fearful situation here. Number two, I find there are powerful foes that surround him. Look at verse number 2. He said, when the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes. He said in verse 3, though war should rise against me. He said in verse 6, now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies. He said in verse 11, he talks about mine enemies. In verse 12, he talks about his enemies again. And so they said this, the enemies of God had surrounded him, and it was causing him fear. Now, may I say this, I'll come to what I'm going to say here in a minute. May I say this, the enemies of God are surrounding the people of God in the day we're living in. Now, I want you to listen to me this morning. They'd kill us if they had changed. They would put the church behind bars if they got a change.
Yeah, amen.
You write them down, buddy. They think we're a bunch of nitwits and a bunch of dumb people. They ain't got enough sense to look out the window. Amen. That's what they think about us.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. God's people have more touch with reality than anybody in the world.
Amen. Yes, sir.
The enemies had gathered around him. But he said this. I love this statement. He said, though an host, look at that, though an host should gather and camp about me, verse 3, and my heart shall not fear. A host. That word speaks of what we would call a brigade or a regiment of soldiers. It's the same basic idea. The whole army, he says, I'm telling you, friend, I'm telling you, this man's got faith. He's got faith there and I've got. You just put yourself in his shoes. Amen. He said, though a whole army would camp about me in trying to destroy me and come upon me and eat me up and devour me, he said, yet will my heart not fear. I'll trust, thank God, in the Lord. And that's helped me. that exaggerated talk, and all of that exaggerated thinking, and all of that doubtful thinking out of your mind, and get to believing in your God. I told somebody yesterday, I was talking, and I said, I wonder if some people's got any faith. They talk like they ain't got no faith. They act like they ain't got no faith. They're sitting at the house this morning, rocking themselves in a rocking chair, afraid to get their babies out and bring them to the house of God and bring themselves out to the house of God. Amen. That makes me believe they ain't got no faith in God whatsoever.
Yeah, it's good.
Best place for your family, Reese, is right where they're at right there.
Amen.
It's teaching them when you get, amen. It's teaching them when trouble comes, when the devil comes and tries to kick your back door down. It's teaching them little youngins. What you do is you flee to the Lord and find strength in Him.
Amen.
Amen. Well, there's a third thing that's happened here that I find about this passage. The introduction, it's a potentially fearful situation. It's powerful foes that surround him. Then there's a possible fainting in the soul. Verse 13, he said, I'd faint unless I believed to see the goodness of the Lord and the land of the living. There's possible fainting in the soul. Now, if you let fear, and if you let your foes, they'll cause you to faint. I preached revival over in Newland, North Carolina this week. Drove it every night. And it was a preacher friend of mine there on Tuesday night. And he came to me after church. He said, Preacher, it's the first time I've felt God since this happened. He said, I've been so mad. I've been so aggravated. I've been so troubled. I've been so tore up. He said, I just felt like quitting. He said, I literally felt like throwing in the towel and just letting the church take care of itself and finding me something. Now listen to me. You can't quit. You can't faint, friend. Let me tell you something. I once was young, but now I'm old. There's a few things I've learned. I've learned you'll stay with God. Thank God somewhere down the road. God will bless you again.
Yeah.
God will help you again. God will be your help. God will be your hope. God will do something for you if you'll just stay with Him. You can't faint when you feel tired and you're fearful and your foes are gathered around you. You can't faint and throw in the towel. You need another breath.
Amen.
You know, old time is done when somebody fainted, don't you? You know why? You need another breath of air. Amen. I tell you, thank God when your soul gets saved. What you need is another breath of heaven. Amen. You need the breath of God to blow on you again. You need the breath of the Holy Ghost. Thank God to blow on your soul again. That's what you need this morning. We don't need to stay out of church. We need to get in church.
Amen. Yeah. Amen.
I can't do without it. If there's anything I've learned through this, I've learned church is essential.
Amen.
Amen.
And I know some of y'all that ain't. Just a once a weeker thing to you. Now, that says it really ain't essential.
Come
So
on.
it's essential.
Yes, sir.
You don't do more than once a week.
Right.
Trust me, you will. Amen. Help me, God. Well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do when the foes are surrounding us, the fears are in us, and we feel faint? Let me give you 4 things in this passage of Scripture. Number 1, in verse 1 through 4, I see David's deliberations reflected confidence. Let me repeat that. David's deliberations reflected confidence. Look at verse 3. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. David said, these things that I've just said to you, I'm going to stay confident of. There's some things I'm going to remain confident of. I'm trying to encourage your faith this morning. I know you got leaked down pretty bad. I'm trying to encourage your faith. His deliberations, his thought patterns. He said, I'll stay confident in some things. Number 1, I'll be confident that the Lord will be my shining light. Look at verse 1. The Lord is my light. Thank God. He said, he didn't understand. He didn't say the Lord's going to shine a light. He didn't say the Lord's going to hold the light. He said the Lord is the light. Which means the closer you get to God, the more light you're going to find in your path. After that, Jesus said, I am the light of the world.
Amen.
He that follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. I'm glad he's light. I don't care how dark, thank God, it gets. I don't care how dark it gets.
Hallelujah. Amen.
The Lord, thank God, is going to be our shining light. He's going to still give us enough light, praise God, to get through our dark night, through our dark journey. Praise God. He's going to be the day's light. He's going to be the light that shines in a dark place. Thank God, until the day starts.
Amen. Amen.
Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. The entrance of thy words giveth light. It giveth understanding unto the simple. It was a man sent from God whose name was John. He was not that light. He came to bear witness of the light. The true light which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. The closer you get to him, the greater the light's going to shine in your path. Now some of you doubters this morning, listen at me.
Bless him, God.
The Lord's your light. Quit doubting. It's going to be, I don't know what we're going to do. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to rest. And believe God's going to shine light as far as you need to go. Listen to me say, I've said this before. I said the other night, Rick was there, so he didn't get the message last week, so God's letting him have it and give us back. We want too much light. For God, we want too much light. I start out and you do the same thing when I time driving 200 miles on Friday night after revival. Dark outside. If I have to have enough light to get to the house, I will still not start.
Right.
But I don't need enough light to get all the way to the house. All I need, Brother King, is just enough light to get me through the valley I'm going through. Round the next curve, over the next hill. Round the next curve, over the next hill, through the next valley, round the next curve, over the next hill, through the next valley, round the next curve, over the next hill, through the next valley, and thank God there'll be just enough light to let me get to where I'm going immediately. And then after a while, thank God, I'll see the lights of the house. Amen. We want too much light. We want to see the end of the journey in the beginning. But God don't do it that way. God could. I want you to listen to this statement now. If God had so minded, he could have given us, even in this world, the mind of Jesus Christ while Jesus lived in this world. Jesus, knowing all things, he had perfect foreknowledge. God chose to withhold foreknowledge from us. You think God could have put it in your mind?
Yeah, amen.
God could have put foreknowledge in my mind just as sure as he put foreknowledge in the mind of Jesus Christ. He could have let me see my end in the beginning. But may I say, I don't always make me feel this way, but may I say this morning, I bless the good God of heaven, he didn't do it.
Right.
Brother Dave, if when you was a young man, you'd have known you was going to go through what you went through in the last 2 years, it would have troubled you as a young man, and you probably couldn't even enjoy your life and your family while you grew up. Amen. But thank God, God lets us have just enough life. Amen. To get us where we're at. Amen. I'm going to listen. I can't see what here in this life, but I've done seen through into the other world, praise God. God done give me some sight into the other world. Amen. Thank God, he's done shine a little light on my path into the next world. I know where I'm going. I know who I'm going to be with. I know a little bit now what it's going to be like. Thank God. He said, I'm sure of this.
Yeah, amen.
I'm confident. I'm confident God's going to be my light. It ain't going to get so dark. I've had some dark days in my Christian life. I've had some days when I didn't feel like I would ever come out into another day of light. I can tell you about my own going to it. Many times I'm sitting out there on that seat and I thought it'll never come out again. We'll never have another good day. Amen. Ain't it all how stupid you think when you get down?
Yeah, amen.
I'm telling you about as dumb as a doorknob when you get down like that. And I sit around and thought, man, we'll never come out of this one. We'll never overcome this valley. We'll never get out of this trouble. We'll never get out of this heartache. I'll never feel good again. I'll never have another good day. Amen. And you let darkness overcome you. Now, I'll tell you something. We're not children of the night. Amen. We're not children of the dark. Thank God. We're children of the day. We're children of light. Praise God. God will get us enough of light to get us where we're going.
Amen.
Amen. He said, I'll just have confidence. in this, I'll be confident. Can you say that today? I mean, you're sitting here around darkness to overcome you. Light, praise God. Light of spring. I told somebody when this started, amen, I got to go on, can't get this done. I told somebody when it started, I said, if God help me, Mary Rackney's who it was. Others, when I told Mary specifically, I said, if God will help me, I will not come out of this worse than I went into it. Two things I determined. One, I was going to eat the Word of God, and I wasn't eating potato chips. I thought I'm not sitting around and gaining 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm serious as a heart attack. I lost 14 pounds. Thank God. That's nothing to you. It's a whole lot to me. You try it. Amen. I made up my mind. I wasn't going to come out of it depressed and down and doubtful and defeated and sitting around in the dark. You know why? Thank God this world may have changed, but that world ain't changed a bit. God ain't changed a bit. Amen. He's still the same God that He's always been, and He will be the same God that He always has been.
Amen.
He said, the Lord will be the shining light. I'm confident of that. He said, number two, not only is he confident the Lord will be his shining light, he's confident the Lord will be his strength. He said, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Amen. Oh, can't you say that today? You can say that today, raise your hand. I know the fact the Lord has been the strength of my life. Amen. I don't understand it. Don't expect me to explain it. I don't even understand it. But I know this, praise God. I know this. The Lord is the strength of our life. You can get down. You can get beat down. But thank God, somehow, in the amazing way of God, He's got some way of just strengthening you in the inner man and pumping the inner man up that you can be strong again.
Amen.
Amen. Oh, yes, sir, buddy. Yes, sir. You know what I'm talking about? I know you do. Most of you old Christians know that. You know what I'm talking about. I've used this example before. It's the only one I know to use again. I don't know how I should get weak. I left church life 2 or 3 Sundays. I preached out there. I went to the house and I felt like I could die. I was so tired. I don't know, it just took a toll out of me outside. And preaching. And I sat down and told Dorothy, Sunday before last, I said, I believe I could die. I'm so tired. I just thought I could die. I sat there and she said, don't go to sleep. I'm getting dinner. Oh, I tried to. It took her too long to get dinner. And she woke me up. And I felt worse. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? Some of y'all, you could attack a Doberman pincher when you wake you up. And the Doberman would lose. And I woke up. I feel awful. And I did. I said, we want to go. And I ate that dinner she got. We don't have dinner. We have dinner. We have supper. Dinner. And I don't know, the time I sat there and eat a little bit, and drunk a little bit, and eat a little more, and drunk a little more, before I got done, and something about that food just strengthened my fleshly man. Yeah. And I felt better just eating a little bit and drinking. I felt better just eating and drinking a little bit. I didn't have to consciously do nothing but put it in my mouth.
Right.
And chew it, of course. You know, you can normally chew it. Some of them. Oh, you know, you just don't you chew it, put it in there. That's your job. You got to get it in there. Then you got to chew it. Of course, you need to swallow it. And then your body takes over and does the rest. You don't consciously tell your body how to break it down, how to break it down into certain sugars, and break it down into fiber, and break it down into carbohydrates, and break it down into protein, and put it in. You don't tell your body how to do all that. It just naturally takes over. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But this inner man can get weak, and it's my job to put a little into him. Amen. And I get that old that book, amen, that black book, amen. And I can read a little bit of that book, thank God. And amen, and put a little bit of it into there, and swallow it, and think about it. Amen. I don't understand it, but the Holy Ghost that lives inside of me, thank God, strengthens me, and He strengthens that inner man. Hallelujah to God. The Lord is the strength of my life.
Amen. Hallelujah.
I don't know how many preachers have called discouraged and down through this. I told one another, I said, man, get your Bible. I don't mean it wrong. You don't. If Mary Tilson has to spoon feed Bradley, put him in a nursing home. And the preacher ought not have to spoon feed his people every Sunday.
That's right. Amen.
Strong. Amen. Thank God you got a spoon yourself. You got a little faith yourself. You got a little way to do it yourself. And the same God that will strengthen the man of God will strengthen the people of God. Amen. Thank God. God's able to strengthen you.
Yes, sir. Amen.
He said, I'm confident in one thing. Oh, David had done them through too many things. David had done them through too many things. Amen. That was the time of Easter. They told us to keep the service short. That's the reason I didn't have any sons. Amen. You ever been in a place you didn't think you'd ever get strong again? I've used this example. I got to move on. We dug the well back home. 80-ton well digger come in there. And when they got the well dug, he was leaving out, and he sunk that thing plumb down below the house. And I said, there ain't nothing to get that out but a D9. That old boy said, I know a guy down in Knoxville, down near Knoxville. Then he got a truck he called Big Red. He said, he'll bring it in here and he'll pull that out of there. I said, there ain't nothing but a D9 that will winch that out of there. He said, let me call Big Red. He said, he's slow, he moves slow, but he'll be here. About 3 hours later, here he come putting up the road. I said, you can get that out of there with that wrecker? He said, I'll pull that out of there. Amen. He said, the Lord's going to be my salvation, my deliverer. That's what he said. He'll be my shining light, he'll be my strength, and he'll be my deliverer, or my salvation. That means what it means, to deliver you when you get stuck in the mud. That's what the word means. Amen. That old boy back, my driveway is about 1,000 feet driveway. He was building a house and had it built, and he backed all down that driveway, hooked up to that 80-ton well digger. I said, you just well took my lawn over there. He said, get in there and show the preacher what you do. He said, stick it in dog, and don't even give it no gas and let me have it. He popped that clutch on Big Red. Big Red stood up about 4 foot. And so help me, he pulled that thing out. And that's what David said. God's going to be my deliverer. He's going to be my salvation. When I get hung, and I get bogged down, and I look like I can't get out. Amen. Thank God the Holy Ghost is going to back up to me and hook up to me. Amen. And He's going to pull me out. And He's going to be my deliverer. Amen. I learned this. I needed to be saved from situations since I got saved in soul day. Amen. Amen. You're going to get into situations you can't save yourself from.
Yeah. Amen.
Hey, well, they said, I'm going to be confident. Have you got any confidence in those things? God's going to be your strength. God's going to be your shining light. God's going to be your salvation. Can you say that this morning in confidence?
Amen.
God can do these things. But not only he says, number one, David's deliberations reflected confidence. But notice in verse 4 through verse number 7, not only his deliberations reflected confidence, but his desires remained correct. David's desires remained correct. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seeketh. Semicolon. Then he proceeds to tell you that one thing that he desires above all other things, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. His desires remain correct. You should have no intent quitting church. That word one there, the Greek word does not mean one numerically. It's not one or uno. It doesn't mean one numerically. It speaks of one unified. It speaks of one whole. And he's saying everything in my life is unified in this one thing. It'd be like saying, I want these song books. I want these song books. All of these song books. I want all of these song books in this building. I want them put in one box. There are many song books, but I want them all unified into one box. David said this, I want everything in my life to be gathered around, thank God, the house of God.
Amen. Yeah. That's good.
Amen. I want all of my details of my life. I want them unified. I want one desire for everything in my life. I've got one desire, one unified whole. I may dwell in the house of God. There's the truth of it, the one. And there's the time of that. How long? How long am I going to stay in the house of God? All the days of my life. Look at me now.
Amen.
That means, girls, right now, in the house of God. When you get to be teenagers. And the world starts pulling at you to leave the church and do the things of the world. Stay in the house of God. Then when you find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, take them down to church. If you can't court them down to the house of God, you've got no business with them.
Amen.
That's right.
He said, I don't like church. You say, I don't like you. I don't need church. I don't need you.
Amen.
I told somebody a few years ago, tried to invite them to church, and they said, I don't do church. I said, I don't either. But I sure do love the Lord. There's a difference in doing church
That's right.
and doing the Lord.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen. Then when you get married, listen to me. When you get married, all these people I married and told them when I married them, I won't see you no more the day you get married. You're done. You use the church and use the preacher to get married, and then you can't find them no more. Bring them back and stay in the house of God. He'll tell you God one day, and I'm still preaching, carrying them little babies into the house of God. Then when you get to be old, Dave and Karen Sutherland, excuse me. You got kids, grandkids. Well, you got great grandkids. Still, stay in the house of God. I want to be in the house of God when I get old.
Amen.
I do. I really do.
Yes, sir.
Is it your desire to have your whole life unified by church? My whole life is unified by my church life.
Amen, brother.
Every detail of my life is surrounded somehow by church life.
Amen.
Everything I am today, I ain't nothing, but everything I am today, I am greatly because of the house of God. You know what kept me out of sin? I know it's the Lord, I'm not shortening Him. Do you know what kept me walking on, living on? It's a house of God. I need it. I want you to listen to me. This crowd that talks about, oh, it's just as good, just watch it at the house, and you can watch the internet. And by the way, let me disconnect just a second. We get back on our feet a little bit. We're probably going to face this thing again next fall and probably the spring of next year. We're going to be better equipped next time. We're going to get the internet here at the church, do some live streaming, and if you're at the house, you can just sit and watch it somehow at the house when you're sick. I don't want you to get used to it. If I find out you're doing it without coming to church, I'm going to have it disconnected for you.
Amen.
But we're going to try to be in better shape. But people say, I like my TV preacher. A TV preacher, most of them charlatans.
Yeah, that's right. Amen.
I know. But you cannot get in any other way what you get at the house of God.
That's
you
right.
can't get no way.
Amen.
I don't care who you are. You can't get it. There's something about coming together, unified in one mind and one accord, coming together and singing together and worshiping together, testifying together. There's just something about that feeds you. And this religious world don't have the same unity of spirit that we have.
That's right. Yeah.
We need it. I'm going to tell you, I need it worse than I need anything else.
Amen.
I never caught this till this morning. I've preached this past scripture many times. Look at this just a minute, what David said in verse 3 or verse 4. One thing that I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. Now stop just a minute. Would you not agree with me that dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life is a public thing? Would you not agree that that's a public gathering? How much with me?
Amen.
Wait a minute. Look what he said in verse 5. I'll come back to verse 4 in a minute. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion, the secret of his tabernacle he shall hide me. Now what the devil tells you to do through all this sickness is to hide yourself. And don't be out in the public in the house of God. But David said, I choose to be in the house of God publicly and trust that God will hide me privately.
Yeah. Amen.
He said, if I am willing to stay in the house of God publicly, God will hide me from the trouble in my life and He'll keep me safe if I do a public worship of God.
Amen.
I didn't make that up. It's up there in the book. See, I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but that's what the devil wants you to do. That's what he wants you. And then what he starts making people believe is that the church is causing this stuff. We're somehow responsible. Well, if it outbreaks, it's your fault. Well, that'll be all right. They'll have to accuse the way they will. Here's what I intend to do. I intend to stay in the house of God.
Amen.
All the days of my life. Good times, bad times. Kids are young, kids are old. I'm young, I'm old. I appreciate you elderly folks. We got several elderly folks. I ain't gonna say how old elderly he is. But it ain't no teenager. And I appreciate you coming. Family in the world. My God is great enough supply for me. He'll take care of me. And if He doesn't, the same thing the Hebrew boy said not too long. Be it not on you, O King. If God doesn't deliver, we're still going to serve Him.
Amen.
He said, I desire to stay in God's house. I desire to see God's holiness all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord. He said, when I get down there at the house of God, I want to see the Lord. I've got to see the Lord when I get there. I can't see you. I don't mean it wrong. I so enjoy you. But it ain't you that strengthens you.
That's right.
God uses you. I mean, I'm serious. I've got to close here in a minute. I'm serious, hard time. I did not know. And I've been in church 40 years. I did not know how much God's people helped me.
Yeah. Amen.
I was around them so much. 300 times close to it a year. I was around them so much. I didn't realize how much I needed them.
Amen.
Cookie came in a while ago and reached out to shake hands. I said, I'm comfortable with it, but I don't want others to not. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. Somebody come to me the other night, boy, under revival, just grab me and give me a big bear hug and said, I ain't worried about this. I ain't a bit afraid of it. And I wasn't either. I didn't care if the mind had done that. But here's what's left in my mind. There are people that won't want you treated like that.
Yeah.
And they'd be hard pressed to tell you, don't touch me. Some of y'all, I didn't know that anyway. Don't get close to me, man. Keep your distance. Curtis said he'd been trying to make Kathy practice that 6-foot distance law. Don't Curtis. Get him, Kathy. Can get him in the car, act real spiritual, super spiritual. Brent and Megan drove 2 different vehicles. This one was supposed to make y'all have to solve that. Brent said, I wanted us to both be happy when we got to church, so I decided that's what we did. Seriously. God in heaven will help me. I'm going to die in God's house.
Amen.
There'll be days it'll be slow, draggy, and you'll leave not getting all you wanted. And then you'll come on back, and God will cut a big high. You got to stay. He said, that will I seek after. I'm not going to close with this. He said, I'll seek after this. In other words, you've got to be determined. Let's let me close. Staying in the house of God is not going to come natural.
Right. Yeah.
Preacher said to me when this thing first started, he said, Preacher, we'll lose a lot of people over this. I said, I don't know. I really don't know. I said, our people, I believe it's on my heart. I said, our people on this passage will be right back where they said before. What's up? He said, I'm there. There'll be 1 or 2 fall on the wayside, that's true. Bobby, most of us in this building's got to be in their mind. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to die there. I hope the day that I can go to the house of God, I hope God takes me. I ain't got no choice about that. It's got to be God's mind. But I hope the day I can't go to the house of God, God takes me. That's everything to me. It's my unified hope. My entertainment is in that one. My enjoyment is in that one. My people are in that one. The people I fool with are in that one. I don't get out here in the world. When you enjoy the world's company more than you enjoy the company of the people of God, you are more like the world than you are the people.
Amen.
I enjoy Amen. Well, to hold the beauty of the Lord, to secure his help, inquire his temple, find his help. Not only his deliberations reflected confidence, his desires remain correct. Let me use this and I'll close. His directions remain clear. What am I going to do? Look at verse 6. And now, you get these other things right. You get your deliberations right, and your desires right, your directions are clear. And now, shall my head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me? Therefore I offer in the tabernacle sacrifices of joy. He says, I'll keep sacrificing. I'll keep singing. And verse 8, I'll keep seeking God. That's what I'm going to do. That's the directions of mine. I'm going to keep singing. You going to do that? Rick and I were talking the other night right over to the revival. It's impossible. It's impossible to get in touch with God and not put a song in your heart. Here? Andrew, Robert McChaney, great Christian from Africa, Robert McChaney, said this. He said, anybody that professes to know God and does not have some part of the song in their heart, I doubt they're saved.
That's good.
That's what McChaney said. I come to think it's part right. I watch people in church services all my life. I don't care how high it gets, they don't sing, there's no song in them.
Yeah.
What do they like? I don't even know who's talking today. When I talk so far behind. You know, my day it was calm. Hell. Well, come on, he's saying the joke. Hell. Gosh, see, been a long time. I don't even know who's talking. Most of them are crazy. Y'all can see. You know, some of them old songwriters, they want to really a whole lot of harm in them. I wouldn't advocate you this to them. Some of them old love songs, weren't they pretty good? I'm back, I was laying in bed one night in a meeting somewhere. I pulled up a song of, I can't think his name right now. It's one of my favorites back in the beginning. I sent Dorothy 2 or 3 love songs. Yeah. She said back, she said, I'm going to hear the dead cry. I'm not trying to make you happy, I'm going to make you cry. Old love songs. Really, honestly, really like that. I ain't backslid. But they wouldn't let alone some of those songs. Now, some of them hooked. And the more modern they get, the more wrong they are.
Yeah, amen.
They said, I'll just keep sacrificing. I'll just keep dying to myself and my will to God. And I'll keep singing. I brought a song this morning I wanted to sing. It's a new song to me. I wanted to sing and I couldn't get up and get the tune of it. I'm going to practice it and I'm going to sing in service too. But every time you get in touch with God, you come out of that with your spirit lightened. And I'm trying to tell you, some of the best songs I ever sung, I made them up while I was singing. I'm not kidding. I just get to, maybe take a shower and just get to sing. Lord, He's my strength. He's my shelter in my storm. I get singing before you know it, I'm all happy. Oh, listen, friend. Yeah. Oh, listen. He said, I feel faint. Foes are after me. And I'm full of fear. By faith, I'll just keep going to church, singing, supplicating, seeking God, sacrificing, staying happy.